now CEO, CTO, CXO of Juggel.
Quick question. How do you juggle all those roles?
Yes. That's a good question, Jeffrey, and I have a perfectly good answer, and it's a very nice introduction to my presentation, AI. Because, I am also a developer in Juggel. I did lots of things that I never did before. I developed in JavaScript, Vue 3, I created extensions, I did all kinds of things that I never did before with the help of my colleague, very capable colleague, and that was ChatGPT. Yeah, it's true. Wait a minute. Your meeting is being recorded. Okay, got it. Uh-oh, where is my mouse? I can't see my mouse anymore. No, wait a minute. Okay, no problem. So, I started with Juggel in about June, and my focus, and I thought, well, this is the age of GPT. In my opinion, there's a pre-GPTs, which is before, the 30th of November in 2022, and there's after. So I thought one of the things I'm going to do is try to integrate GPT into wikis. But what is very difficult, what is really a puzzle, what is really a challenge, is how the hell are you going to bring that to the user? How are you going to, we all know about prompt engineering, we all know about what you can do with ChatGPT. What you can do with ChatGPT is not necessarily the same that you can do with an API, so through an API. So that really was a puzzle, and I worked on that, I tried to figure that out, but it never really worked out. And then all of a sudden, about a month ago, OpenAI had their dev days, and they announced what they call GPTs, so custom GPTs. For you can create your own GPT, and that is what really made things work for me. Because then I thought, what I'm going to do with Juggel is make those custom GPTs available for people in an organization. So I'm going to create with Juggel a platform that enables you to create your AI assistants and make them work in your organization. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. And the starting point obviously is that the future is going to be AI assistant. I think everything is going to change in an office or in a business, in business systems, because we are going to, everything is going to be AI assisted. And when you work as much with ChatGPT and with GPTs and create your own GPTs, then there is no limit. You can do so much with it. I was very, I thought, Marcus, your presentation was very interesting, because everything from the past we are going to take to the future, but it's going to be in one way the same, and in another way it's going to be very different. And I like that. I think that's very interesting. When you, for example, talked about structured information, how important that is. Yeah, that's true. I use structured information, but I always, not always, I also create that using an AI assistant, because they are very good at creating structured information from text. So when I need it, this structured information, and I do, then I use AI assistants. So I think that's very interesting. So what I'm going to talk about, and when I talk about AI assistants, I'm talking about these things. I'm not talking about generative agents or a new kind of chatbots or laws, or what Alexander said, yeah, no big company wants to send data to OpenAI. I think Microsoft has a very good solution for that. You have a bit of promotion perhaps for Microsoft. Azure OpenAI service. And from what I've understood, you get your own instance of OpenAI, and with a guarantee, and it's in your system, it's part of your system, so nothing goes out to anywhere. So if you want to prevent that, just use that. So what are AI assistants? AI assistants are dedicated GPTs to help you with your work, and the context is specific, and the task is specific. This is the kind of GPTs that appear on OpenAI, and you can have a look and see. And of course, in a personal dialogue and natural language, which is very nice. So if you don't already have done that, I would advise anyone to take a paid license, because the paid version at GPT-4 is much better at lots of things than GPT 3.5. Especially, by the way, if you want to get structured information from an article, then you should use GPT-4. And if you want to use that information and answer a question, then it's perfectly okay to use 3.5. And that's good also, because GPT-4 is much more expensive than GPT 3.5. So you also have to take that into account. So what does a GPT like that looks like? Is this?
Yeah, just go ahead.
Can I have that? An AI assistant is a very interesting thing. So this is actually really what OpenAI showed us about a month ago. We all know that you have, because that's ChatGPT, you ask a question and you get a response. And you have some actions over here that you can do with the response. It's very limited. And if you talk about prompt engineering, what you are essentially doing is give some kind of instruction. But that's very important for your organizational AI assistants. And this is also very interesting. I think Marcus still calls them functions, because they used to be called functions, but they are called tools nowadays. And these tools are very interesting because they can instead of give a response, they can translate your question to a function call with parameters. And that function call you can do with whatever you want. And that's very interesting. One of the things, an example of a tool like that is that you ask a question, and then you want that question to be, you want keywords to be extracted from that question, and then you want the keywords to be sent to a query. You want to do a query with those keywords. And that's what those tools are very good for. So what is the difference? What are organizational AI assistants? They are dedicated AI assistants for your organization. So organization-specific instructions, context, but also actions, those actions, things that you can do with the result. In your organization context, yeah, you can do anything. You can integrate with your organization systems. You can do actually anything with the result. And that's very interesting. And you can create flows, and you can leave. You can create flows through tools, but you also can just ask GPT or put in your instruction that you want some kind of a flow. And it's very interesting to see that GPT understands what you mean, and it takes you through the flow. If you say, well, I think we'll get to an example. But this is one thing that I find very interesting, is that experimenting with GPT is very interesting. So you want to achieve things, and you can program that and say, well, what I want to achieve, I'm going to translate that to some deterministic program. But you also can say, well, I'm going to create an instruction and just tell GPT I want that and see what happens. And you always have to change, but you can do really nice things just by telling GPT what you want. These are the kind of things that I have done. I talked about DevOps, architecture, coding, standard documentation. I'm creating LinkedIn posts. By the way, I have a company LinkedIn account for Juggel, and I have a personal LinkedIn account. I have decided that it's okay to use GPT for my company LinkedIn posts, but my personal contributions are still mine. So if it's personal, it's personal. But this is the kind, of course this is very limited, but this is the kind of stuff that I have used GPT for. For companies, I think that on a strategic level, there's a lot of benefit in using AI assistants in your company. There's a lot of benefit to gain. So the question is, how are we going to organize that? How are we going to do that? And so what you really want, I think, is that you have a platform that enables you to create AI assistants, use actions, use tools that you have available. And in all aspects of the AI assistant process, things get organization specific. And when you do that, when you organize that, then you get a very powerful AI assistancy. So this AI assistant platform, what I envisioned, that allows you to create, manage, and use AI assistants. I have a partner that's also perhaps interesting to tell. I'm on my own, so my time is very valuable, and I have a hosting partner who says, well, let me worry about hosting, but I would really love it when we don't need updates every week or every day, or if we can prevent our customers from wanting to do custom stuff. So he really would love it when everything can be done in Juggel itself. So let's say in the wiki. So if you want to have, well, of course that's a challenge. But so let's see what we can do. And you can, in the platform, well, of course we know we know MediaWiki, and we know it's a perfect platform to create, manage, and use business information. And also, yeah, I think we see that not enough. We should see that more. It's also a perfect platform to create interesting functionality and services. And we must be able to integrate with other business systems and with external resources. And yeah, I can't draw, so you can guess where those images come from. But when I asked for a happy AI assistant platform user, I got this. So, and I think the colors. Do the colors match with, or they don't match? Colors is not my strength. But what this says, and that's also very important, that MediaWiki is an exceptionally good platform for AI assistants. Is an exceptionally good AI assistant platform. And what do I use? I use MediaWiki. I use Semantic MediaWiki. I use OpenCSP that was launched a year ago in Breda, and that Charlie from Wikibase Solutions is going to talk about. And what I added with Juggel is not that much. I created an extension to talk to OpenAI, and I created an extension to create dupes. Dupes are secret, so I'm not going to tell you about that. It stands for Juggel cubes. So a dupe is a Juggel cube. I didn't invent that name, by the way. This all together, I think I'm going more and more close. I'm getting closer to MediaWiki core. I'm doing less extra, and I'm using more MediaWiki core, and I think that's good. Well, let's go through all the what makes us happy from MediaWiki. Well, we all know how good it is, but I want to pay attention to slots. It seems that not everybody is using them in the way they should be used, so that's bad. Everybody that doesn't use slots at all or not good, they should be punished for that. By now, you can't say that you never heard of them. Moustache skin, yeah, I love it. And then was some former colleague of mine, and he said, you just have to do that. So I asked ChatGPT, is that a good idea? And he said, yes, so I did it. And then Vue, I never did anything with JavaScript, but that works great. Semantic MediaWiki, of course, we know. I would definitely use Elastic Store, and what I'm very fond of also is the Lua support. So translating, yes. Do we have the author of the Lua extension, the Lua support extension, here in this room? We do. Thanks, Tobias. Yeah, but this is interesting because I'll show you what I use JSON in slots all the time, and then I throw some Lua script at it that creates properties and sub-objects from what is in that JSON, and not everything that's in that JSON, but only what I want to be translated to sub-objects and properties, but it works very well. And OpenCSP, what makes me happy from OpenCSP is the whole idea of classes, that you can create pages. I think creating pages is very nice. And of course we have Wiki Search flex form, and page sync. I must say, when you start using Vue, you use flex form less, because some complicated forms are not going to be are easier with Vue. Okay, well, let's have some demo. First, I'm going to show you 3 AI assistants. I hope it's okay if I sit. I'm going to show you 3 AI assistants. The first is very simple. It only has an instruction. Wait a minute. This is getting complicated. I think I have to do a new share. Can I share the whole screen, or do I have to choose? Okay. Okay, well, this is what we are looking at is a Juggel. This is what Juggel looks like, and this is the. Wait a minute. Yeah. This is what most pages look like. Here we have the content. On the right we have the metadata that you get with OpenCSP, and on the left you have the AI assistants. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here and I'm going to choose one of the AI assistants. Well, this is one that I like. This is the simple one. This is the one that can help me develop an extension. It only has an instruction. You can see the text. It is a very, very simple instruction. Essentially, you are taking ChatGPT inside your Juggel environment, inside your organization. So you can use this. This is not much more than ChatGPT, which may be of interest for people because it means that the boss pays the bill of ChatGPT, and yeah. But it's very simple. I'm not going to. You understand what will happen if you ask a question, but it's very good at that. I have created some extensions. I think it's underestimated. I hear noises that ChatGPT is not good at stuff. If you don't like the answer, you can ask again. And like I said, you should in those cases perhaps consider using the paid version. But what you see here is, I am going to ask a question. Can you give me the standard folder structure of an extension? I think that's what I did.
This is not standard.
Hmm?
This is not standard.
Oh, well, that's usually not a problem. You understand. You did understand that.
Yeah.
So
you said it.
Okay. So you get a perfect answer. And here are these actions. So here are the actions, and one of them is insert in Visual Editor. And and this is just copy to clipboard, and this is to delete this part. Well, this is a nice. Here I can click that, and then it puts stuff in the visual editor. That's a nice action. It was very easy to create, although I didn't know anything about it. I asked ChatGPT, but I think in this case also a former colleague, Robis, and he put me on the right track. But if I want to add another action to that, let's have a look. This doesn't seem to work that well. If I want to add another action to that, I am going to the GPT. They are still called GPTs. What is this? This is a bit difficult. Yeah, what I want to show you is that GPTs are pages in the wiki, and you can create them, and you can configure them. So you can here you see the insert in VE action and the copy to clipboard. So you can. What I want to explain is that you can create AI assistants in your Juggel environment, just as you would want to create pages, and they work. If I edit this, and I remove this is not going very well. If I edit this AI assistant and add actions or remove actions, well, it will be changed. Let's have a look. Doesn't seem to go to the next page.
You have to start the presentation if you want to continue. Okay. You're currently not on the presentation mode. It's the edit mode.
Thanks. Okay, the next AI assistant I want to show, or perhaps I'll explain how it works, is the summarizer. Summarizer is important. You can create, I think, any AI assistant you want, but one AI assistant is really interesting. Is that ask a question to your system and get a nice answer. And this is not easy, because it means that you have to have a way, you have to have a strategy for putting all the information in your system somewhere in a way that can be picked up by the question and can be fed to GPT to make a nice answer. So the strategy that I have implemented here is that I have an AI assistant, which is a summarizer that creates a summary of pages, and with this summary it adds keywords, and those keywords are from the Juggel vocabulary. So let's say it's a standard list of keywords. So you get the summaries, and when you ask the question, That's what we are using here. So the keywords is, let's say, the knowledge that we'll use. And when you have that, the question AI assistant uses tools to get the answer. Because what question AI assistant does is it interprets the question. It also gets the keywords out. So it extracts what it's about, the question. Then it searches the right summaries that come with that question, with those keywords, and then it feeds that information as context to GPT, asks the question, and you get a very nice answer. And that's a strategy to be able to answer questions about anything in your business system. And there were some questions about permissions. Perhaps you want to be able to have permissions in the loop. Let's say, if you ask information about, in what way can we provide information, answer questions, provide information that is permitted to the person that is asking. I think this strategy really enables you to tackle that problem, because it means that you can you know what information it's about. You have the structured information, the metadata about the summaries, about the pages where it comes from, so you know what kind of information it is, and you can filter on that. So you can just leave context that you are not allowed to see. You just can leave that out and skip that. So that is, I still don't understand why this one is so prominently there. So, and that's that's a different story. That's the dupes part. So this, what you see here, this tool for AI assistants, that's very flexible. So I can ask a question here, like, who is doing the keynote of SMWCon, and you are thinking that you are going to get the right answer, but I think I'm not going to get the right answer. So that's what it says. The provided summary does not mention, it doesn't know. So what I'm going to do now, no, I wait a minute. I'm going to this page that we. I had the page. So here, this page looks like there's a lot of information about the SMW conference on it. But as we can see, we don't have a we don't have a summary. If we would have summary is a data set on this page. So I'm going to create a summary. So I'm going to get here this page summarizer. Here, yeah, this is, I'm going to just ask to create a summary of the current page. So here it is, summary. I don't think this information is on there, so perhaps I should have a more, please, a very comprehensive summary with all details. Let's have a look if that works. Well, also about all talks and presenters. This is really something that GPT-4 is better at, and also for speed. Okay, well, let's see. It seems that it's okay. And now I have a button here that I have to click, and then it creates a data set. So now the summary is there. So now let's have a look. If so I can delete this and reuse the question. So let's see what happens now. So, yeah, well, it works. The keynote was given by Marcus Kretsch. So what I have demoed is the Juggel platform that enables you to create in a flexible way AI assistants and allows you to integrate the knowledge that is on the MediaWiki platform available, and it is able to answer the question that I wanted to know once you have created those summaries. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Questions? Alexander.
Yeah, Alexander. So the last use case you've shown, then you put something into the prompt of the assistance, right? So to give it some context and summary and stuff related to the page where you want to have the answer that Marcus did the...
Well, I didn't put any context there. It got it out of the system.
But it's always related to that one page, so you cannot query complex or compile complex questions across multiple pages in the wiki or the whole body of knowledge that's in the wiki, right?
No, that's what you saw. The page I asked the question on was a different page. So what it does, it looks now it's you can. So if I have a question that involves multiple pages, I will get an answer.
But you need to feed them into the prompt, right? So
Yes, but that's what happens.
Okay.
So what happens is it analyzes the question. It's based on that analysis, it grabs information. So so yeah, that's what it does. So based on the question, it collects pages, summaries, and it feeds all those summaries to GPT as context, and then answers the question.
Okay.
And that's why you saw, when you paid attention, you could see that there were two steps involved. The first step is analyzing the question and taking out the keywords, and the second step, and then under the hood there is a query, and the second step, it went 2 times to GPT.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
My name is Michael Freiberg. Do you also have a AI tool for creating templates and forms? You showed a tool for creating extensions or the structure.
No, yeah, that's a good question because, well, I can guarantee that I am never going to create forms or templates myself writing code. I am definitely going to create an AI assistant that can help me with that. That's for sure.
Okay.
But you must understand that 6th of November was only a month ago. So this is the work of 1 month figuring out and developing. So I am now at the point that I feel confident to say this kind of thing. I wouldn't do that without an AI assistant. Yeah. And I'm thinking also about I don't know if you know OpenCSP and how that works with classes. You define a class, you have to follow the talk, you have to see the talk of Charlie on Wednesday. You create a class and you create you define the metadata, and then you can start, and then you get the forms, they are generated, you can create pages. I think I'm going to use AI assistants to create pages and AI assistants to create classes. But I also think that I'm going to use, or I'm sure I'm going to use AI assistants to create whole domains of classes. So when I'm going to focus on compliancy, well, you can bet that I'm going to create an AI assistant to discuss with me about what does the compliance domain look like, and what do I need, what information needs to be stored, what functionality do I need, and I'm going to create that. And I think I'm going to create a compliance system faster than anyone did before. So that's the level of confidence that I'm at right now, after a month working with that.
So Yuri asks, how are you going to deal with the token limit ChatGPT has?
That's a good question. You can, if you talk to OpenAI, you get all the information you want about tokens. So you can. I think the main issue is that you have to use the cheap version, the 3.5 model, as often as possible, because this question only becomes relevant if you use right now GPT-4. So that's what's important. Use GPT-4 as little as possible, and then you won't run into problems. But you can do that. You can not right now, but that's easy. Just when you define an AI assistant, that you say, well, this is a GPT-4 AI assistant, and this is a GPT 3.5 AI assistant. Yeah.
There's a follow-up. The follow-up is, there's a limit on how much context data GPT can handle, so you can't send an unlimited amount of pages attached to your question, and thus the answer will be probably invalid.
That's correct. Yeah. So that's why you have a good strategy to get the right context. And probably a nice approach there is to have a vector database, so that you just can, in one query, ask the vector database, give me all relevant pages, or give me the 10 most relevant pages. Well, that's a valid. I think that's a valid strategy to stay within the limits. But I haven't run into that problem yet.
Okay, looking at the time. Thank you very much, Art.